All right, well, Spartanburg County officials are speaking right now, giving another update on the aftermath of Helene.
Gratitude to our news outlets, our media partners who have helped us tremendously in your continued efforts to get the word out, this important information to our residents. They deserve to know what's going on during these times. First and foremost, we want to let everyone know that Spartanburg County now has an emergency call center. It is up and running, and that phone number is 864-860-1644. Again, that number is 864-860-1644. And this urgent unmet needs line is available for residents who cannot get out of their yards or cannot gain access to critical medications. Please call that number. The phones are already ringing off the hook, but we will take those calls as quickly as possible. We do want to thank the many county employees who are working that call center, as well as other county employees and folks from all over the state, all over the nation really, that have come in and they've played a critical role in helping us respond to this historic storm. So thank you to everyone who's been involved. As far as our cleanup efforts go, our public works crews and contractors are continuing their cleanup efforts, clearing roadways and then picking up storm debris. We've had a few questions about that debris collection process that we shared with you all yesterday. Again, we are asking residents to place all vegetative and woody debris to the side of the road. It doesn't matter the weight or the size, as long as you can get it to the side of the road, we will pick it up. Just make sure it's out of the way of mailboxes, utilities, and standing trees so that we're able to access it with the large grapples. Again, please do not bag any of this material. No black bags, no brown paper bags, no bags. We will not be accepting bagged material. The debris removal service is available to all county residents, no matter where you live. We will focus on publicly maintained roadways first, then going over to privately maintained roads, but we will go everywhere, HOA communities and all. We are also working with each municipality so that they can offer the same service to their residents as well. We simply ask for patience. This is the most storm debris we've ever seen. We're estimating at least 500,000 cubic yards of debris across our county. We have certainly never seen anything like this. It's inevitably going to take us some time to clean up, and again, we really appreciate your patience as we do so. We expect to be hauling off debris for the coming months, possibly until the end of this calendar year. We will make multiple rounds, so don't worry. If you see us out on your roads and we don't pick up everything all at once, we will come back. We expect to visit some of those more impacted roads several times. We've heard from some folks who say they aren't physically able to remove the debris or get the debris to the side of the roads. This is where we want to call on our citizens to help us out. Be good neighbors. We've already been so impressed, as you heard yesterday, we've already been so impressed with the good deeds being done by county citizens, the kind actions being done for neighbors, for friends, for family members. We ask that you continue these good deeds, especially if you have an elderly or mobility impaired neighbor who cannot physically move the debris to the side of the road. Please help them out. We really would appreciate it. We have a unique opportunity for county residents. A lot of county residents have been asking how can they help us? And we can take the help. As we start hauling off debris, we will be working with our contractor, Debris Tech, to monitor requirements for FEMA reimbursement. Later this week, we will host a hiring event at the Spartanburg County Administration Building, which is located at 366 North Church Street in Spartanburg. We will need to hire at least 100 people to help us with debris monitoring. If you're looking for a job and a great way to help out during this difficult time, here's your chance. Those who are hired will be trained and will be paid. There will be several debris monitoring stations throughout the county, and we will need boots on the ground as we continue to collect debris over the upcoming months. More information about this hiring event will be posted on our social media pages. If you're not already following our Facebook page, please do, as we're posting lots of updates there. As far as our recycling centers go, we've gotten several questions about where folks can take their trash. For now, our landfill in Welford is still the only place that is open and accepting household waste. That is due to power outages still across the county. However, we do hope to open at least a few other collection sites in the coming days, and we will keep you posted of those openings again on our Facebook page. We are simply awaiting power restoration, and in some cases, at some of our collection sites, we are still working to remove debris, just as many of our residents are. We want to make sure those sites are accessible before we open them to the public. With that being said, we've had several issues of people dumping trash out in front of our closed collection sites. Please do not do this. This will only slow down the process of us reopening those sites. Our crews will have to clean up that mess first. And as you can imagine, we're already very busy. We don't want to waste time cleaning up trash when those folks could be out on the roads clearing the roads. As a reminder, leaving trash or other items at our closed collection sites or on the roadway is a crime and can be prosecuted. I'm going to hand it over to our Emergency Services Director, Doug Bryson, and he's going to share a little bit more information.
Thank you. Thank you, Scotty. Before I start, I want to remind everybody to please keep everybody that's been impacted by this terrible storm from Florida all the way up and through the Northeast, especially North and South Carolina. Keep them in your thoughts and prayers. The death toll still continues to rise in the Asheville area, and it's just unimaginable what those folks are going through and the losses that they are facing. It's bad enough what we're dealing with here in Spartanburg County, but the losses in the Asheville-Buncombe County area, again, are unimaginable, so please continue to pray for them. We have what we call pods. POD are points of distribution. We have 2 pods that are set up, one at Spartanburg Community College, Tiger River campus on East Main Street in Duncan. It is active now. It was opened yesterday, and they're continuing to restock that as needed. We opened one yesterday as well at Highway 11 and I-26 on the northern end of the county. They did run out of supplies, so that is currently closed. We asked people not to go there. There's been a tremendous line of people there already. We do have multiple requests for several tractor trailer loads of water and MREs. We're just waiting for those to arrive, but we need to keep the road up there clear so that those trucks can get in and restock that pod. And once that happens, we will get with all of you, plus post it on social media so that our citizens can get up there and get some more assistance. We currently have 2 shelters open to the public. As we did initially, we have a special medical needs shelter at the Hodge Center on the campus of the University of South Carolina Upstate. That's at 365 Hodge Drive, again on the campus of USC. That is for special medical needs, basically for minor medical equipment such as oxygen generators or anything else that just simply needs to be plugged in. The second is a general population shelter, and that is at the Spartanburg Memorial Auditorium in the lower level, in the basement of the Spartanburg Memorial Auditorium in downtown Spartanburg on North Church Street. They will have water, MREs, cots, facilities available, restroom facilities available, so on and so forth. Financial assistance for our small businesses that have been impacted by the storm. The U.S. Small Business Administration, also known as SBA, has financial assistance available for businesses who sustain physical damage or economic injury. Business physical disaster loans can help repair or replace disaster damaged property, equipment, and inventory. Economic injury disaster loans are working capital loans to help small businesses meet ordinary and necessary financial obligations that cannot be met due to the ongoing disaster. Home disaster loans are also available to owners and renters for disaster damaged real estate, personal property, and automobiles. If you're looking for one-on-one advice regarding disaster assistance, please call the Disaster Help Desk at 1-888-MY-BIZ-HELP. That's 1-888-MY-BIZ-HELP for expert small business assistance. FEMA also announced federal disaster assistance is available to those across Spartanburg County affected by Hurricane Helene. Individuals and business owners who incurred uninsured, the key there is uninsured, damages or have sustained losses to begin applying for assistance by registering on disasterassistance.gov. That's www.disasterassistance.gov. gwes-eas.network. Or you can call 1-800-621-3362, or there's also a FEMA app that's available on the Play Store from Google and Apple. Our friends at One Spartanburg, Inc. have put together a fantastic list of resources and more information on their website as well if you'd like to learn more. The way this will work is once things start to settle down and individual needs are being met and roadways are open and more power is restored, the State of South Carolina Emergency Management Division will coordinate with FEMA, and they will begin opening field offices, or what we call DRC, Disaster Recovery Centers. Those will be set up in each county, and more information about those will be forthcoming, and at that point we'll be reaching out more to the public about assistance options. Stay up to date. If you are not already following Spartanburg County on Facebook, please do so, as we will continue to post important storm-related information there. As we mentioned yesterday, there's a lot of misinformation, a lot of rumors, a lot of just plain fake news that is circulating, and unfortunately, people take advantage of disasters like this to try to take advantage of people. But please, only believe and trust in trusted sites and sources, whether it be weather-related or government assistance and government help. Right now we've got a lot of open grocery stores, pharmacies, gas stations, restaurants, and more. All these are listed on our Facebook page, and we are updating that practically hourly. As more power is restored to the county, we're doing our best to try to keep those lists updated, because we know that's a big concern. That's a lot of what we are getting on our call center numbers are people asking what's open and where they can go to get ice, to get gas, to get food, so on and so forth. So we're trying to keep that Facebook list as well.
I have one more place to make note, if you don't mind.
Okay, by all means, go ahead. Then the major.
All right. So back to trash collection and storm debris. We have had a couple people asking if they could burn their trash. Right now, we ask, please do not burn your trash. Please do not burn your storm debris. In fact, the South Carolina Forestry Commission has issued a state forester's burning ban for 20 counties in South Carolina, including Spartanburg County, and that is effective immediately. A state forester's burning ban prohibits all outdoor burning, including yard debris, burning in unincorporated areas, as well as burning for forestry, wildlife, or agricultural purposes, otherwise known as prescribed or controlled burns. The ban does not apply to fires used for the preparation of food or fires used in appropriate enclosures such as portable outdoor fireplaces, chimneys, or permanent fire pits constructed of stone, masonry, metal, or other non-combustible material that conforms with all the applicable South Carolina fire codes. The burning ban is intended to ease the strain on the firefighting personnel and law enforcement officials from both the Forestry Commission and from local fire departments, many of whom were dispatched to affected areas to assist with road clearing, damage assessment, and related cleanup. The ban will stay in effect until further notice, which will come in the form of an official announcement from the Forestry Commission. Now I'm going to hand it over to Major Pileggi with the South Carolina National Guard.
Thank you, Mr. Bryson. Ms. Blackmore, Chair, thank you. Good afternoon. Right now, we have over 700 soldiers across the upstate and across Spartanburg County assisting critical operations. They are actively engaged, dedicated men and women working tirelessly to help clear road debris, as well as cutting up trees to assist the fire department, especially in southern Spartanburg, providing shelter assistance, of course, at the food and water distribution points that were mentioned, and to assist other vital tasks that are essential to the safety and the well-being of our communities. We anticipate additional soldiers coming into the area to support our ongoing efforts, and we're here as long as we need to support Spartanburg County and the upstate. So thank you again for your time.
Yes, I have a kind of a small update. I got off the phone with Josiah Magnuson a while ago, one of our representatives, and he was in contact with the Department of Motor Vehicle, and I know this is a low priority issue, but people's people have been calling to ask, okay, my license are about to expire. I have to re-up them, my tag, so on and so forth. You are good until November the 1st, okay? Representative Josiah Magnuson has got that worked out, the DMV, and he decided that November the 1st, you can ride around with an expired license and expired tag until November the 1st. After that, now, you know, all bets are off. So I want to brag and say thank you to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. We have had a lot of people in this county that you would not really think would be coming together, but they have. And when I say this about this group of people, it's all out of love. All those loud young teenagers with jacked up trucks and redneck looking stuff with their hats on backwards are the very ones that are out here early and late cutting up trees for people, taking care of things, getting food and shelter to people. And, you know, I'm telling you, this is why Spartanburg is so great, because we've got people like that. So let's continue to do that. There's so much more good happening in this disaster than there is bad. We are nowhere near. I don't even think we're a tenth of what Western North Carolina is going through. I want to remind you again, yesterday there was a lady woke up. She, on the first day, she lost 10 family members. 10. Me personally, I've not lost 10 family members in my lifetime. You know, that's a lot of people to be. She's pretty much alone and she has nothing. So let's remember, you know, help our neighbors, keep praying. I'm seeing a lot of people who are basically, they're doing block parties. One person's cooking, one person's getting the food, the kids are out having a good time. You know, this is more of an inconvenience than it is a big, huge problem. So remind you again, if a red light is out or is flashing, it is to be treated as a four-way. I don't like to write tickets on this kind of thing, but some people are going to have to get them because they're just simply not slowing down. When you're on a main road like 176 and you come up to a red light, it is a four-way stop sign. Again, we've had lots of wrecks, and we just need to try to avoid that, keep people from getting hurt. Okay. If you have any questions for me, law enforcement related, I'm happy to try to answer it. But other than that, that's really all I have.
Any questions?
Scotty K and them did the greatest. So for me or Miss K?
Just in general, I know President Biden is planning on visiting the area tomorrow. Were you guys made aware of that? And is anyone from the county planning to visit with that administration?
I've been made aware of it, and I'm busy. I've really just got local people I need to deal with. I mean, you know, I'll let the state people deal with those gentlemen.
Mr. Bryson, Duke has said that majority of customers should expect their power back by Friday. Does that seem like a realistic timeline?
We have to take them at their word. We're busy with so many other issues. I have never seen the destruction and the level of damage to the electrical infrastructure as we have with this. We've had tornadoes, we've had snow and ice storms that have caused power outages, but I've never seen the amount of poles down, wires down, trees still on top of power lines, and so widespread. Normally, a tornado will cut usually a fairly narrow swath through the county. This is the entire upstate. And the majority of the upstate does get their power from Duke. There's several other providers and co-ops, but I've just have never personally seen this level of destruction to the entire electrical grid. So to me, that does seem fairly realistic.
And U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham mentioned the possibility of burying power lines to avoid this kind of thing in the future. He said that.
I vote yes. I vote yes.
Right. Is that something county leaders would look at in the future?
That's not up to the county. Those are up to the really up to the builders and the subdivision. I can tell you, right next door, there's a 300-foot tower. That is our primary 911 communications tower. When you drive by, you'll see the underground power lines that were ripped out of the ground when the pole fell. And it's going to probably take a month or two to get those replaced because the entire underground portion of those lines has to be replaced. Fortunately, we have a double generator system there, so the tower and radio transmissions are still operational. But when the pole snapped in half, it pulled all those lines out of the ground and destroyed them. So nothing is 100% damage proof. We just have to look at those case by case.
I have one for Ms. Blackwell. You mentioned that people could call into the call center if they were having trouble getting out of their homes. Can they expect like resources to be brought to them, or just a priority on
Case by
clearing
case.
the area?
Case by case.
And I can say too, I was in speaking with some of the elected officials here locally, and also our crew in the Emergency Operations Center that's handling the actual operations and incident command, and that they are now today really seeing the floodgates open on resources coming. We know that it takes 72 hours at least. That's why we tell people to have a 72-hour survival kit. It's going to take 3 or 4 days for resources to arrive, and that's usually just if something impacts Spartanburg County. But again, we're competing for resources for Georgia, North Carolina, Florida. Everybody that was impacted is all asking for the same things. So we are now really beginning to see resources flowing up to the upstate. Everything from, we have 2 shower trailers coming to help the folks in Campobello with some water issues, to a lot more tractor trailers of bottled water, MREs, just about anything that we ask for now is lined up and ready to go, and it just takes a couple days. So that's why we ask people to continue to be patient. But I think from here on out, the public is going to see a tremendous difference in things happening in the upstate.
Sure.
I have something I want to add, and I can only speak for our department, and I know that there's tons of stuff going on these municipalities doing the same thing. I have deputies that have decided to come in on their off time, and they will go and cut a tree. They've been marking roads, and they've been going and cutting trees on their own time, their own chainsaws. I mean, this is the kind of wonderful human beings I get to work around. And the majors, men and women, it didn't matter what we ask them to do. They go, yes, sir, is there anything else I can do? So this is, I'm telling you, there's a lot more good coming out of this than bad. Be patient, keep praying, be a good neighbor, and please obey the law. Daggone. We need you to help us.
And one last thing, please keep in mind that we have all been affected by this personally as well, too.
I don't have any power either.
We have deputies and responders who have damage to their house.
Yeah.
I have no power at my house. I have my wife and my elderly mother live there. Trying to get home to check on them every day. There's no food there, just like everybody else. We're facing the same conditions that the general public is, and it weighs on our minds as well too. We're here trying to do a job, but we also worry about our families that are home that are struggling with the same conditions that we are seeing the general public deal with. So please keep them in your thoughts and prayers as well too.
Sure. And one more thing to further address your question about folks who can't get out of their homes but need those critical medications. We do have the call center, but there are 2 additional phone numbers listed on our Facebook page that they can call, and it's specifically geared towards getting access to those medications. So that's a good place to go if they need additional resources.
Our deputies are helping with that as well, along with everybody else. So we're gonna make it happen.
And I would just make one more point to further reiterate what Sheriff was saying earlier. Again, I know we've stressed this multiple times, but we really mean it. If you can stay off the roads, please do. Leave space for first responders, for utility workers, for public works crews, so that they can get their jobs done more easily and we can return to normal more quickly.
Have any of y'all heard about a timeline for improvement of cell coverage? I know in the Landrum, Campobello area, it's non-existent.
We have multiple portable cellular towers in that area.
Yep.
The different carriers we're working with, I know there's at least 2 or 3 Verizon, what they call CALs, which is a cell on wheels. It is a mobile cell site. We do have one in Campobello and one in Landrum now. We're working with T-Mobile and the other ones to also get that same equipment. But again, it just takes time. At one point, over 50% of the cell towers in Spartanburg County were down. I don't have an exact number now, but I do know that a considerable amount have been back online. So every day that is getting better.
Since you brought that up, I want to reiterate too. We have what they call those cows, cell on wheels. They're following these people home and trying to take their equipment from them, and I'm going to let you know that I got about negative 1,000% patience with you when you're trying to take something that is trying to help the county. Leave those people alone, okay? Just leave them alone. They're out there, same shape we're in, don't have power, trying to take a shower every 3 days, a cold one at that. Let these people help us and help the people that really need it.
But have y'all noticed any impacts on the ability to get through for 911 or for needs for services?
No, we haven't.
Been a hiccup at best.
And Mr. Bryson, what has the county thought about the FEMA response?
We're working through that with the State Emergency Management Division, of course. FEMA doesn't usually come in within the first 24, 48 hours. Things have to be stabilized in order for them to come in and start assisting. So we've started several days ago already ahead of the curve doing damage assessments. Our county assessor's office, they are trained in doing damage assessments, as are our CERT volunteers and also our fire departments. So that gives us an idea of the kind of damages we're beginning to see. Again, it's a process because you have multiple states involved. FEMA Region 4 headquarters is in Atlanta. Not sure if they had any damage or not, but again, you've got multiple states all in one FEMA region that are all impacted at the same time. So it's going to take a while for them to get out. But really at this point, like I said, they like for things to be stabilized before they come in and set up, and that'll all be coordinated through the State Emergency Management Division in Columbia.
Are there any specific towns or areas, neighborhoods in the county where you're seeing really extensive damage?
I haven't been out of this building except to go home and back, but from what we're hearing, the entire county.
It was very
There are
widespread.
pockets, there are pockets like anything else, which could have been tornadoes, could have been microburst, who knows. This was a 4 to 6 hour event. I think from what the Weather Service and some folks in Columbia are telling us, they won't be surprised if we've had over 200 tornadoes across the state during this event. I know Orangeburg alone, as of this morning, had 16 just in Orangeburg County. And it's just with the amount of devastation and destruction, sometimes it's hard to really delineate what was from straight line winds, what was a tornado. And the way we look at it at this point, what's it really matter? We're helping people regardless of if it's a tornado, hurricane, or whatever. But I think this will be a historic weather event for us. I've spoken with many of my counterparts at the coast who have all come up here to assist us and said, we have never been requested to go to the upstate to help with a hurricane. We're always going to the coast to help them with hurricane response and recovery. So this is an epic storm for this part of South Carolina, and hopefully one none of us will ever see in our lifetimes again.
Right, and going into preparation, do you think the NWS projection was accurate?
They did. Nobody could have predicted this. We were in here Thursday night monitoring the radar, the National Hurricane Center, the federal folks at the national level. They kept saying it was going to go over more towards Atlanta. Then at the very last second, it veered east and came over us. Everybody just did the best they can because this just was such an unprecedented storm of historic proportions that nobody could have predicted this.
Any other questions?
Question for the Major.
Yes.
Sir, do you know if you're going to be providing quartermaster services to the public, laundry and bath, for example?
At this time, sir, the county EOC will continue to provide those resources, and FEMA will support as well when the requests are submitted.
We have provided a list of laundromats across the county. Now, we can't tell you to what extent they're open or operational, but we are doing our best to try to make people aware of where laundromats are. And as more power gets turned on, hopefully they can rely on neighbors to help and things like that. But
We're also asking all businesses in Spartanburg County, if you see our post, if you don't see our post, but your business is open and operational, please reach out to us and let us know so that we can add you to that running list.
Just one more for me. What has the county thought about Duke Energy's response and their ongoing effort?
I'm sorry.
What has the county thought about Duke's response in restoring power to the county?
I've had very little contact. That's been at the administrative level, so I can't comment on that.
I think they're working as hard as they can. The power crews, the public works crews, the contractors that we've got, over 20, over 30 crews out there working on getting power lines out of the roadway, getting down trees out of the roadway, and everyone's working around the clock until, as early as they can possibly come to work until it's dark at night. So keep those folks especially in your thoughts and prayers because, again, they are working tremendously hard and helping us get back to normal.
There's crews here from as far away as Canada. The crews that came out to help to repair the power pole that was broken in front of our building here was from Texas.
They're really from all over, and we greatly appreciate their support. Anything else?
All right.
Thank you all so much for coming.
We'll be in touch and we'll keep you updated.
Thank you.
You have been listening to an update from officials in Spartanburg County. A lot of updates to share this afternoon. First, officials sharing that there is now what they're calling an urgent unmet needs number for people to call. We're going to go ahead and put that number there at the bottom of your screen. It's 864-860-1644. Spartanburg County officials saying that this number is for people who cannot get out of their yards or cannot get their critical medication. Officials asking people to call that number, not call 911 for those needs. We also heard from Spartanburg County Sheriff Chuck Wright, and he shared an update for people who are concerned about their license or tag expiring and they are unable to renew them right now. The sheriff saying that there is an extension until November 1st, and the sheriff also thanking people for helping each other and looking out for each other during this time. Officials sharing that there are crews from all over the country and even Canada coming to our area, to the upstate, to help. Other updates, we just heard from Spartanburg County officials saying that debris removal services will be available to all Spartanburg County residents. Officials say they expect to be hauling off debris for the coming months, making multiple rounds. If you have debris in your yard, they're asking you to not bag it and put it by your curb so that the crews can come and collect it. Also, for people who want to know what to do with their trash, officials sharing that they can take it to the landfill in Welford right now. That's the only place that they're saying people can take it at this time, but they do expect to open more collection sites in the coming days. A few other updates to share with you. Officials also saying that there is a special medical needs shelter on the campus of USC Upstate. This is for people who need to plug in their medical equipment. There is also a shelter at the Spartanburg Memorial Auditorium in downtown Spartanburg. That's where people can get water, food, cots, and restrooms. We are expecting an update this afternoon from other counties in our area, including and also South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster. So do stay here with WYFF News 4 for updates. We will be here right here with you throughout the day, bringing you those updates. And if you would like to help and you're wondering how can I do that, we want to show you this QR code right here that you can scan. This is to donate to the American Red Cross. Officials saying that you can donate your money, you can also donate your time, and you can also donate your blood if you would like to help. Again, we thank you for watching WYFF News 4 at noon. We'll see you back here shortly.